Louisiana Beer Reviews. We're doing a rarity for our state. This is St. Arnold's Original Amber Ale.
Right, and this is a style that's kind of fallen off through the years, I would say.
And okay, and the reason, I guess you're right, and the reason they call it their Original Amber Ale is this is the first beer they ever made in 1994. They said for the first 3 months they tinker with the recipe, but they say on the website, we have never changed the recipe since late 94. So for 28 years, same recipe. I tried it on draft at the brewery in May, and I thought it was great. And I went looking for it around here, and their website said not sold in our state. So my friend Paul, who lives close to Houston, brought me a 6-pack. 6.2% alcohol. All right.
So
Bottles, cans, and draft. So
okay. So we have a similar product locally called a Beta Amber.
lager. Whereas this is an ale. But yeah, Beta Amber, yeah.
Let's just beat around the bush about the same darn beer.
Well, lager and ale is not exactly the same. And a Beta Amber is only four.
So can a lager be an ale, or can an ale be a lager?
No, they're two separate types of beer. Now
Educate us. Educate the audience now.
All right. A lager is bottom fermented. The yeast is at the bottom of the tank.
Okay.
And then the beer has to be aged in a tank or a cellar in Germany, like in a cave, for like a lot of beers, 28 to 30 days. An ale, and it's done at cold temperatures. The ale is brewed at a high temperature, hot. The yeast is at the top of the container, and it doesn't have to be aged that long. So why do craft beer companies use ale mostly? Well, maybe because it doesn't have to be aged. Maybe that saves money. Maybe ales can tend to be a little dirtier.
And so this is a lager,
No, it's an ale.
This is an ale.
Amber ale. And if I've never seen it in Louisiana in all my years. But Paul brought it. It was awesome on draft, but of course we can't get the draft. Can't even get the bottle or can. And you've never had this. But in Houston, it's everywhere. You know, Beaumont, Houston, Liberty, Texas, Dayton. Oh man, are you kidding me?
We know what this means, kids. When the really great beer comes out, it's going to be the opposite.
This is not
we
fair.
We all know what this means. You poured it.
I know, I thought I was doing it right.
Okay. All right. Cheers. I would not call this an amber.
Well, it's kind of amber.
It doesn't
light.
look amber to me. It looks kind of
Yeah, it's amber.
light orange.
That's what amber is. Honey color.
It smells really good.
Yeah, yeasty.
It's got that dead tea note.
Tea?
Yeah.
Tea leaves?
No, like tea bag note. Not tea leaves, like tea bag note. You know, kind of like when you make tea, and if you want to like make it a little stronger, you take your tea bags out of the boil, you kind of squeeze them a little bit to get that kind of concentration out. That's kind of like what I'm getting here. The sweetness is very minimal.
Not too bitter. I think the bitterness is like 32.
Yeah, the sweetness is very minimal, and the tea is just coming through. So it's almost, to me, it tastes like a beer made with tea.
Well, I can show you they don't use any tea. Just water, barley malt, and hops.
I didn't say that's what they were doing. I said that's what it tastes like to me.
Yeah, I know.
It tastes like a tea lager.
But this was the big beer that got them big. This was the beer that got St. Arnold on the map. You know, people back in the mid-90s, in the 1990s.
If you look at it, you know, you can see it's well put together. I mean, it's not falling apart at all. It's clear, not cloudy. A good filtered beer, like all beers should be.
Back then, they all were.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you got this movement.
Yeah,
or-
well,
yeah. Go and use your own filters to filter it and see how that turns out for you.
but you remember in 1996, this was like a real big style of beer,
Oh yeah.
and they were all clear. Everybody loved them.
Well, if I had to put this up against our local Abita, I would pick Abita.
Amber lager over this amber ale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's just got a richer flavor. Even the Dos Equis Hombres.
Mmm.
The Dos Equis.
I was at Mathernes today. I said, "Where's the Dos Equis amber lager?" All they had was the green label. I was so disgusted.
That one's a real treat.
Oh man, is
That
it?
one's really good. Not trying to downplay on this one, but I can only judge it against other ambers I've had. To me, this one's more. There's like this tea presence that's coming through with it. I'm tasting tea.
Apparently, they do not send this outside of Texas. They just keep it home, and they send all their other, fancy ones like I got in the fridge.
Why would they do that?
I guess they figure people don't, like you're saying, they don't want to drink these kind of beers anymore.
I mean, the more I drink it, the more sweetness is coming off on it.
I like it a lot, but maybe I'm easy to please. I don't know.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm just saying I'm judging it against other ambers I've had.
Yeah, price point, I can't tell y'all. I mean, the way prices are now in 2022, it doesn't matter. Everything's real bad. Real bad.
What do you think this retails for?
In Texas, these days, probably $8.99, $9.99 a six pack probably.
For a 6-pack of beer?
Years ago, it would have probably been $6.99, but that's years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, everything's.
Back in the day, you used to be able to get a Miller Genuine Draft for $2.99.
What? I don't remember those days. All right, how do you score this amber ale?
How long you been drinking?
Since February of '96.
That's why you don't remember those days.
No.
I remember $1.99 6-packs.
No, I do remember that because I went to Schwegman's in 1996 and I bought Falstaff for $1.99.
I remember
Yeah.
$6.99 cases.
And I still have a can of Falstaff. I'll even show it to you.
$6.99 cases. I remember those days. But that was back when beer makers would make beer for beer's sake.
That's all that's left of that six pack. You remember this beer?
Yeah, I used to buy that in quarts. It was great. Great. You can get a quart of that for 79 cents.
79 cents. You were drinking beer when you were 5? Okay.
No, I mean, that's when I was a teenager.
Did you know that they used
18, 19.
Did you know that there used to be a big Falstaff brewery
17.
in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so score now.
I'm gonna give it a 92. I know.
A minus.
You're thinking,
Well, don't worry about my score. Worry about your score.
oh, I know what you're gonna give it. You're gonna rubber stamp it. Equals. I think it's really good. It's well put together. It's got a real clean crispness to it. It's good. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's great, but it's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2 points above you. I'm gonna go to 94. So we're saying A minus, A. Still, if you went to Houston and you saw it,
Hey, look, a 92 on this beer is a really good score. It's not blowing my socks off, okay? Which I don't think this design of beer is made to blow your socks off.
And like you tell me,
This is
time out.
flavor.
Time out. When
Flavor
you go
on the
there
light
to the
side.
brewery and you drink it on draft, it's really much better. But you know how that is.
So, it's kind of heavy on alcohol.
I know,
Or an
for a
amber.
flagship, yeah, it's
Or an
heavy.
amber.
It's a strong one.
Our local Vita is 4.5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Which is made to be drank. This is made to be drank too. But the alcohol
This can get you in trouble.
it's a little too high,
for,
I think.
for hanging out and drinking all evening.
Right, and you can tell it's one of those clean drinking beers.
And when I went to the brewery in May, they had the big tall pint, you know, the imperial pints.
Mm-hmm.
Draft. I mean, on draft, it's unbelievable. But we can't get that here, you know.
They make an imperial amber.
No, what I mean,
You
the
said
imperial
imperial.
pints, just the supersized pints. You know, it's like 20 ounces instead of 16 point. Like big. You know, they were filling it.
Okay.
And I don't like the waste, so I drink it all.
Of course.
All right, so laissez les bon.
Lazy.
Les bon temps relais, and we're going to end this review by saying, y'all go to Houston, Texas, and take a St. Arnold brewery tour.
It's not really lazy. It's laissez.